I think we're live. Upstroke harmonics. Yeah, I got the friggin' window open for the cats. Kind of chilly in there, though I might take it off if I get warm. No guarantees, though. What's up? Let's have the AC cranking. Actually, I did have it cranking. We were kind of warm. We had a couple of hot days there, hot shot. And the AC worked friggin' awesome. Like really, really good. Like I wanted to go knock on all my neighbors' doors. Listen to that! Listen to that! Yeah, that's right. Nothing. Because it's working awesome. Sherry used to say, you know, I swear, she goes, the neighbors all hate that friggin' air conditioner. It's so loud. I'm like, it is. That's just because of the fan. That fan was not the right fan. Yeah, 52. Yesterday we hit, I say about 91. And I think the day before that we hit about 88. Today, though, the air's coming in off the ocean, and the ocean, the water temperature is about 45. So that cools you down a bit. Cats are only indoor, not indoor-outdoor. What's up, Tim? Kitty Matsu. Sky Prop and Guitar Man. James, Mike, Ben, Coons, Tim Thomas, Ian, Steve, Vince, Mike. Everybody's here. Martian Murray. Graphite Cigars, Zach, Sassy Cat, Symmetry, Little Fans, Piece of Bitch, Dennis Savage, Terry. What's up, speaker? You can't even believe what the friggin' you hear that? But my wife said I was pretty bad today. I had the grinder out. Like she's like both of the neighbors had company in the yard, and you're out there. Jacket grinder on the trailer. Speaking of that, with my welding bros, who here's I think I'm going stick welding, because I have the pretty thick plate. I'm working in thick plate. It's either that. I don't want to use anything with gas, so that knocks out TIG and MIG. And I'm left with flux core or stick. And you know, I just don't think flux core is robust enough. That's more for your sheet metal stuff, not your quarter inch to quarter inch, or really eighth inch. It's mostly eighth inch to quarter inch. When I go MIG, it's dead easy. Yeah, but where do you get the gas? MIGs are cheap right now. See, TIG is a much bigger learning curve, though. They say MIG is the easiest. It's like press and go. A little trickier than that would be stick. You know, you're straight up arc welding. And then if you're getting fancy, you go TIG, which also opens up a lot more alloys. I'm steel, baby. All steel. What we would call plain steel. Like watching old Bob Ross videos. You know, that counts. Flux score. AR gas in Framingham. Okay, so at least there's a place I can get what is it, argon gas? What do they use? Is it argon? Flux core. The problem with flux core is I just think the wire's too thin. I'm welding steel plate, you know, about like 1/8 inch. You know, I can get a stick welder for like $100. Then my other problem though is I only got a 20 amp 110 out in the garage. I'd probably have to call my electrician to have him put in a 30 amp 240. You know, that way you can get the right arc. Be doing the pedals. You know, if welding outside, you want MIG without gas. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm welding outside. It's all outside. It's all outside. It's outside. Steve, you most likely have a welder come and do it in the driveway. You know, I thought of that too. But I think my problem is that welder's going to want a 240 volt hookup for his welding equipment, unless he runs a generator off his truck. But I'm thinking that he's going to need a 240. Right? Yeah, use argon. Yeah, argon. Yeah. Stick seems ghetto just because it's so old, but you know, the stick looks fine once you break the crust off of it. You know. Need more than 30 amps. Well, that's all the garage has is 30 amps. Need at least 50. 50? Oh, let's buy your own chip for that. I do have a generator, Steve, but it's a but it's only about 3,500 watts. It's not near. I need like triple that. I need like a 10,000 watt, something that's going to be able to. And I don't even have a 240 volt. I thought I had a 240 volt socket on it, but turns out it's just a feed for an RV, which is that, you know, lock, twist and lock round. But it's not the. It wasn't a 240 volt socket like I thought. It's still 120. Video didn't auto start, man. All the crutch should flake off with stick welding, 718 at L. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, well, the reason why I'm even looking at stick, I think, over MIG is that they really like, MIG seems to be great if you have all fresh steel, but for old rusty steel, they seem to think that stick is what can actually get it beyond the rust. Like for old, that's why they call it like the farm equipment welder, because it's for like rusty farm equipment. And that's what I have. I have a rusty trailer. That's, in fact, that's the name of my, that's the pseudonym for my, for my country band, Rusty Trailer in the MIGs. Stick is simple, 2 cables and a, yeah, exactly, this thing, electrodes, you're welding basically, yeah. The only thing I would probably do would be to bring wherever I connect the plate to and wherever I connect the negative to, just get rid of the rust on it, put either a grinder or a flap disc on it and get it down to bare metal, around where I'm gonna go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it wouldn't hurt. I know exactly. I'll put my eye out. Okay, to plug a tube into a power conditioner? I would think so. Generally, all a power conditioner is just a way to keep the voltage very steady. Probably wouldn't, I can't see it being a bad thing. Welding trailers inside playing guitar, didn't let a thing. Yeah. Well, we used to do it because we had the garage. So, you'd have to weld a muffler, or you'd have to weld up a muffler, like a hanger clamp or something, But we used to use the acetylene torches. It was mostly brazing. Same thing though with those rods. But I think those rods, were they brass? Forget now. It was acetylene though. Oxygen. It was going. Figure 8, small circles, half moons. Yeah, exactly. So you get an arc going, and it seems like you just move and a little move and a little move, and you just keep pushing that puddle. And then when you're done, you just get in there with a little chipping hammer and chip off the slag. Exactly, smoke on the trailer. Exactly, sharpen my trailer. 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 I never wanted to weld near the gas tank. Oh, yeah. No, when we did the muffler stuff, a lot of it was outside the car. But yeah, no, sometimes you'd have to do something up there with a clamp. A lot of times we wouldn't, though. You just drill and sink a bolt. Harder than it looks. Burn through sucks, really. Yeah. Ever change your oil brakes? Yeah. Although I tend to have a buddy of mine do them because he does it better, but I've done it. Did it in the old minivan because it was grinding. Every time you step on the brake, you were grinding a pound. I was like, oh, it doesn't sound good. Yeah, so I'm thinking of getting a little stick welder and going to town. What's the worst that could happen? He Iomi'd himself. Exactly, go to Horror Freight. I don't even want to, I don't want to alarm you, but I did become a Harbor Freight Inside Track member. Oh, I'm in deep on this trailer repair, man. I am in deep. What do you pay for a dump permit? We don't have, we have a dump that's open, but they will not take quote unquote builder's waste. They're like, get a dumpster. Hire somebody to take that away. They won't take it. So some things you just can't bring up. I could bring a hot water heater up. That's the weird thing. They will take a hot water heater, but they won't take like plywood. They're like, nope. Builder's waste. We don't take it. And that's why God invented fire pits. Burns them all. Oh, my son changed his rotor brakes. Dispatch just he did 90% himself. Yeah, you know, it's a good skill to know. Doesn't hurt. That's my new hobby now. Collecting and restoring trailers. Yeah, exactly. Plywood burns, so backyard, a little bit of gas. There you go. A little bit of gas, a little bit of plywood. What could go wrong? Actually, I wanted to burn it, but we've been so friggin' windy, and we've been under a fire alert because we're so friggin' dry. We are going to have a little bit of rain finally, but I wouldn't dare run a fire. It's, no, not going to happen. Does the water heat have copper in it? I don't know. Steve, they sell a little stick welder that runs 120 volts. I use it to weld some fence posts. Yeah, that seems to be a common project, right? Broken fence arm or something, or you do something with fencing. That's pretty common. A family owned a garage. Yeah, back in the day we did. Yep. Yeah, I was changing tires at like what age? 14. Exactly, it's all ball bearings these days. What do you need, a refresher course? What's up, Black Jew Bear? Pads are at 2 millimeters. Get it done Monday. Yeah, they called today. I'm confirmed to have the hitch put in on Wednesday. The guy's like, so like you're at 11 and my first guy's at like 8 and there's no one in between. So like, could you come earlier? I'm like, I can. I'll drop it off at 9. He's like, done. Yeah, that grind is the worst sound in the world. Every time you come up to a light, you're like, ah, you know, you're like. Get a good mask. Yeah, I can't believe it. They have these auto switching, right? They go from the day to night instantly. That was not around when I was a kid. You had to put on the super dark mask and just like, now where is it? Many were roasted in the belly of the slug that day. Worst sound is belt squeal. That's another one I can't stand. Or the tab squeal, right? The tabs pop on your car. You're pulling up to a light and it's like, you're like, oh my God, the tabs popped. I was way past the tabs popping on that minivan. I was down to the full-on grind. How nose heavy? They're all SGs, I think, are a little nose heavy, but I find a wide strap does a lot to conquer that. I'm sure Steve watched all the new Metallica videos. Actually, I did see Metallica on Stern. And I thought it was actually a pretty good interview. And it gave some sort of insight, right? So, like Kirk Hammett says, the original was... right. And it was Lars that said, no, just do the first riff like... It really was sort of... And he's like, oh no, that is better. Right? So it's sort of like interesting how they sort of work that out a little bit. What SG is this? This is my SG. First day on the channel, bro? Come on. So much fanfare. The unboxing, the unboxing, the unpeeling. We unpeeled it with the peeling and the unpeeling. We're coming up on 2 years, I think. I feel like I got this in, oh my God, was it April of 2021? I think it was. I think it was April 2021, right? Direct from the Gibson showroom. Oh yeah, that's right, SG cam. What am I doing? Good call, man. Hold on. I got cables everywhere. Hold on. Hey. Here we go. Right there. I feel like it's off. Come on. Where are you? Ah, there you go. That's my angle. What's your angle? I'll buy that. Whose baby's that? What's your angle? I'll buy that. That's pretty much how business is conducted around the world. Anyone here buying the Pia Swirl? No. Next question. The world just asked why. Okay, Michael says big hobby outside of guitar is photography. Oh, dude, I was way into that too. Who are my other photography bros in here? My dad got me a Pentax SLR. I guess that was probably 77, like March of 77. That was my birthday. And could have been 76, but I think it was 77. And it was like an early Pentax. Didn't have the bayonet mount yet. That technology wasn't out yet. It was a screw mount. Anyways, guns, guitars, mountain bikes. I had mountain bikes. Not anymore. Motorcycle, skydiving. You can own that one, bro. Watches and investing. Yeah, the watch well is deep. That's a deep well. The watch well it's a deep and a very expensive well. I never got into it, but I could see myself, just like with pens, right? The expensive pens, you could just see yourself getting into the stuff. Patrick says motorcycles, off-road ATVs, yeah. Point and shoot digital camera market has been killed by cameras on phones. Absolutely. It's pretty much one or the other. I have a picture of you taking pictures of vintage cars at Endicott Estate. That sounds about right. I probably still have the negatives. I still have a lot of negatives. Running through a negative scanner. A little bit of Nikon ice. Used to kayak a lot. I was into canoeing for a while. I had a nice wooden canoe. Lots of sea kayaking, white water. Yeah. I like the river. We'd go out in the river and we'd canoe up the Charles. First camera was an Olympus stylus. Oh, yeah. And waterproof. Wow. Amazing pictures of piranha. Wow, that's crazy. Hot rod cars, bass fishing, building guitars. Right. Cars and guitars seem to be a common, or motorcycles and or guns and, right, manly man shit, right? The RC cars, same thing. Yeah, the petrol, the electric, yeah. Yeah, it's hard. That can again, that's a deep well too. That's it. Oh, you can spend some money. It's tattooing, motorcycles, fun, sure. Yeah, motorcycles, cars. You know that seems to be a common thing. First SLR was a Minolta SGA, then bought an SG1. Yeah, my first camera was a Pentax Spotmatic. Yeah. Fly fishing, wow. Never got into the. I had utility trailers. That's a good hobby. I've been getting into that one lately. I've actually picked that up lately. Sony XG8 and XG1 Minolta, yeah. Sorry, lately getting only hobbyist guitar. Still have my Canon AE1s. Yeah, I had a Canon AE1. Eagle Scouts, I tell you, a lot goes into it. You know? You hate those Icon nice ice scanners? Yeah. Well, then I used to canoe on the Concord River up in Billerica. Yeah. Anything racing leaves you broke. Dude, a lot of things leave you broke. Home brewing. You know who was way into home brewing? He was telling me about it. Is Joe Morgan from Morgan Amps. He goes, I went down that rabbit hole. He goes, like, you can't even believe. You know, all of a sudden, you know, I'm like a small craft brewery level of like brewing equipment. Yeah, home brewing beer and liquor. Yeah, I tell you, that's a deep hole too. That's a well, man. Grew up dark room with a house. Yeah, we had a dark room in college. We would shoot all black and white for the student newspaper and develop it ourselves. I remember because when I was in graduate school, I remember the first digital camera came out and it was such garbage. You know, it's basically a webcam and with a battery attached to it. Just horrible. Just horrible. Bolt action rifles from World War II. See, and then that's another thing that happens. Just like when you're into like Ibanez RG 560s, right? You get the very specific thing, right? I just want like this type of, rifle from a particular, not even just that type, but from a particular period, right? You realize there's like, well, how many rifles could there be in that period? 700. Oh, well, guess I can start the collection. Like all the variety. You know, gambling, that can be expensive. That'll get you. Same here, mostly with the crypto. Try to get into RC cars, yeah. I tried to get into drones, couldn't handle it, couldn't do it. Jeeps, woodworking, golf, fishing, everything, yeah. Yeah, racing's like dating a stripper. You're always broke, or they are, yeah. No one's got any money. Yeah, RC cars, oh yeah. I never really got into video games. I sort of did the Amiga thing, but once that was over, I never got a console. Never really did that. Too many hobbies, not enough time. Guitars, guns, RC helicopters, 3D printers. I thought about getting into 3D printers, but again, a friend of mine got one, and he had the hardest time running it. And I was like, oh God. And I'm a pretty technical guy. So my hobbies are really like computers. Besides guitars, it's like computers. I do a lot of computer work. And, I would say, anything, photography without a doubt. And then sort of anything really yard work and gardening. I worked as a landscaper when I was first out of high school. And I got to like perfectly manicured lawns. Not that I have one, but you strive for it. Esoteric martial arts, right, yeah, right. Collect them, trade them. NBA gambling, go Celts, exactly. Although, if you're taking the point spread, can you not blow a 30-point lead? It's like, they're killing me. Oh, they have a 30-point lead. Oh, it's a 7-point lead. Like, what the hell happened? I got good for a while. Fly fishing takes skill to do that. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I never did fly fishing. I had a compound bow when I was a teenager. It was in archery, but not really. It was really like I took where you would mount the stabilizing rod. I put an L bracket on it and mounted a fishing, a lure. No, what is that? Got a reel. And you have to get a very specific one. It has to be one that can just let that line out as fast as it can possibly go. And I would tie it to the ass end of the arrow, and I'd go along the river, and I'd shoot. You could see the carp. I'd literally shoot the carp. And it's not quite right because of they're not right where you see them. They're actually, it's a little off because of the water. And you start to get good at getting around that. Yeah, I was huge into fly fishing, yeah. Used to hunt here. My uncle was so into hunting. He was so into hunting, he literally would go to Montana for 6 months out of the year. I remember one time that exact uncle, right, my hunting, fishing uncle, lived across the street from us, just like kitty corner from us, right? Not directly across, but the next house over. And I was into canoeing at the time. I had a nice wooden canoe, wooden canvas, and it was the first gorgeous day of spring. It's May. This is the first really nice day. And the next day I have this big final exam. And I am sitting at the kitchen table looking over my materials all spread out on the kitchen table. And I'm just looking outside going, I want to take that canoe out so bad. Freaking out. Want to take that canoe out. And as I look out, I see my uncle back his pickup truck up to his garage, go inside, pull his canoe out and put it on the roof of his truck, tie it down and pull away. I'm like, why, God, why? I did not go canoeing, and I actually did pretty good on that test. All right, I'm way behind here on the chat group here. Jazz guitar, shooting, reloading. Down the home route, had to quit. Was drinking too much. See, yeah, there you go. But dealing with a broken water line, oh man, that's the worst. Especially if you're on well water and now you have no water. You gotta fix that so you have water again. It's like, You do enjoy a nice day out getting the wild pigs. It's horrible. So I am with RGs. Yeah, see, I'm way behind. You're like, what? That air telly is great. It's a great little telly, man. All right. And I turned out great, exactly. All right. We're back. I think I'm back up. And that's the other thing. I'm way into like the... Oh, killing bugs. Very big hobby of mine. Putting a massive hurt on the bug population in my area. Just my property. I don't go beyond that, but I saw a friggin' ant in the attic last night. It's like I'm like, I'm going to unleash hell. And I did. Oh yeah, and don't forget YouTube. My God, I spend a lot of time obsessing about purchases. That's where I spend most of my time, deciding what I'm going to buy next, then deciding all the permutations of that, and then what's the best price on that, and then like. Aunt or aunt? Aunt is more Midwest, it feels. Auntie. Auntie. Go see your Auntie Shirley. Go see your Auntie Bonnie. Go see your Auntie Jackie. Because everyone's last name ends in E. And now I finally got a haircut. Any Coachella for me? Sure. No. Yeah, I had to get it cut. See? You know, choppa. So another thing I'm into, just to wrap this all up here, is collecting broke ass art, like not expensive artwork, not even close. What the hell is caught up here? What the heck? All right. So as some of you may or may not know, we lost a legend this week. The incredible Al Jaffe passed away, and I want to say 102. I met Al Jaffe over 10 years ago, and he was like 92. And so one of the things I like to do is collect artwork. And hold on, I have a little bit off frame here. Let me just pull this up. So one of the pieces I have, this is an Al Jaffe original from Mad Magazine. And it's sort of a spoof on when back in the, I think this is from either the late 60s or the early 70s, they wanted you to talk to your plants. I don't know if that's in focus here. But of course, like the poor plants, the bad breath, and she won't shut up, and it's just like it's from Mad Magazine. But that is an Al Jaffe original piece of artwork. One of actually several I have, including a full-size Mad Fold-In. I have an original Mad Fold-In. Full size. It's enormous. It's on a giant poster board. And I have the Mad Magazine. Of course, once I had that, I had to go right to eBay and get the magazine. But I have other things as well. Let me see if I can find something that might be of interest here. Yeah. This is from that's an original piece of art, again, for Mad Magazine. It's from Sergio Aragonis. And he used to do all the little margin stuff. And I loved his artwork. I've met him a couple of times. And he's done a private piece for me and a commission piece at one of the shows. And here's the thing about art: just get what you like, because getting it to invest, I don't know enough. I don't know anything about it. I just buy the artwork that I like, and I like the artwork from when I was a kid, which is basically Mad Magazine. Let me see here. Yeah, so this is what he did for me in 2010. Yeah. Steve. He even does the Arthur, which was a very special plant that they had in the office in New York at Mad Magazine. The plant was named Arthur, though. That was in 2010. And he did that for me. I took him, he was a good 20 minutes. He took his time. I was pretty happy with how it came out. Let me see. So this is interesting. This is another piece from Mad Magazine, but this is drawn by Paul Coker Jr. Now, Paul Coker Jr. This is a lawyer defending like some killer on the evening news. I forget the setup for it, but basically this artist, is the guy who did the artwork for was it Rankin Bass? Right? So it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. All those puppet ones from the 60s, from like 66, 67. He was like the artist on that. So if you look at, sometimes when they do the cartoon stuff, it really comes out. But it's really based on this guy, Paul Coker Jr. Who may have been like a storyboard artist for them at the time, too. But he seemed like he was like an art director. Let me see if I have anything else here worth looking at. Maybe not. Oh yeah, one more thing that's kind of cool. Again, this isn't really artwork, but I just thought it was kind of cool. The guy who played Speed Racer, basically he co-wrote the song, and was the voice of Speed and Racer X. He got into like, you want to talk about collecting? The dude was into like collecting banks, like little collectible banks, like from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, right? Like the little steel banks. And to fund that, he would sell on eBay. He's passed away now, but he would sell a copy of the original score to Speed Racer, right? Bo 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 bo, right? He's a demon on wheels, right? Here he comes. And there I go, Peter Fernandez, voice of Speed and Racer X. And so this isn't original, it's a photocopy, but of course that's all original at the bottom. There's like a little bit of collectible stuff like that. And I've got that for, I got so much Simpsons stuff. Matt Groening signed. I got stuff signed by David Silverman, who was one of the producers, and the drawings are incredible. I have some original cells from the Simpsons, and I have some original drawings from the Simpsons that are like on Fox, like it's like a special paper, because they were keyframes, and certain keyframes they know are going to be sold. And then there's a whole bunch of like in-between frames. Those are less valuable because there's many more of them. And the keyframes are setup frames. So, which read more like a comic book. Right? They're keyframes. Literally like a storyboard. And then they fill it all in as they go through it. And I think it was I have two sets of pencils from that. I have one of Bart drinking the soured milk. Right, it was April Fool's Day, right? Bart equals the sour milk, and then he gets him back with the shaken up can of beer that puts him in the hospital. And the other one is when he falls for Reverend Lovejoy's daughter, and she turns out to be like way worse than he ever could have imagined. Love Rankin Bass. Yeah, Rankin Bass Christmas shows. Yeah, that's it. The Rankin Bass stuff. Yeah. I also have quite like I have right there. It's off camera. I don't know if you could you, if I put this up, could you see it? You probably couldn't. It's going to be out of. See it up there on the wall? See it right there? Hanging on the wall. It's a little out of. You can't see it, but it's there. That is a Pink Panther cell from Fritz Freeling Studios. That's supposedly an original Pink Panther cell. And I have an original cell from like Cocoa Pebbles commercial with the Flintstones, and Barney is Spock, and he's got the ears, and he's got the, the communicator, and it says chocolatey, right, because it's for Cocoa Pebbles. And it's funny because I got the cell, and I had it at my work at the office, and I had to ship it there. And I remember I was looking at it, and one of the women, like the librarian's assistant, came by, and she goes, "Oh yeah, no, I remember that." And then his ear falls off, and she was right. His ear does fall off in that commercial. I was like, "Oh my God, damn, that's a pretty good memory." Yeah, Reverend Lovejoy's daughter was. Well, yeah, she was the craziest, right? Stealing the money from the from the church. And then, and that's about it. I also have some, oh yeah, actually I have one more here I can show you. I get one of my favorite artists. I love this guy's work. Like everything he friggin' does. And that is Zippy. Zippy the Pinhead. That's 3 individual drawings that I commissioned from him. And I just put them together in this, made for framing. Actually came like this. Not the drawings. The drawings I bought individually. But it was like perfectly matched for the drawings. This cutout, this, God. Not the mask, not the frame. God! The frame. This thing. The thing. I love Zippy. I have a bunch of Zippy stuff. That's amazing. The mat. Thank you, the mat. Christ. Pissing me off. I have a poster of his, a silk-screened poster that unfortunately is an odd size, or I would already have it mounted. That silk-screen poster, a Zippy one, is so friggin' gorgeous. And quite frankly, he's getting up there too. I'd like to commission a few more pieces from him before, he's no longer able to take orders, because he's still cranking out amazing content every week. The sheer amount of content that dude puts out always boggles my mind. He puts out so many strips. It's just amazing. It's unbelievable. Berkeley Breathed, sort of came back a little bit, but he doesn't put the content out like Bill Griffith does. It's not even close. There's a great, I should just buy it. There's a great cartoon that Zippy, it was a Zippy cartoon that appeared in National Lampoon, which if you go back and look at National Lampoon, oh my God, it looks like a friggin' newsletter. Like literally just cut and paste. And I don't mean cut and paste on the computer. I mean literally cutting and pasting and laying it out on a pasteboard, which is probably how they did it. It is like so friggin' lame, so bad, so rough, for a magazine. But Zippy got his start kind of nationally in National Lampoon. And I have the issue that where Zippy slowly turns insane, and it's a great full page, probably a 9-panel, a 6-panel, full page cartoon, and you can get that print. He does that in a print. I think it's like $50. I should just get it. Oh yeah, Ratfink guy. Who's the guy who did? I have some of his stuff. Who's the guy who did? Not Ratfink. Yeah, he was the guy who did the cars. God, there's some artwork to own. But Mouse, was that the guy's name? The guy who did the album covers for Yes and Steve Miller. We have a book of his. We were at a show and we waited in line to get something. They're like, oh, all we have left are like these stickers, like to sign. We were like, oh, we wanted to buy a book. And they lit up. They're like, oh, cool, let's get a book. Because they thought we were there for a free autograph. We were like, no. And he took his time and wrote this wonderful little cartoon. Like, oh, you're dropping $40 on a book. Oh, wow. Yeah, Mouse, right? Yeah, and Journey, too. Right? It's got all his stuff. Oh, Calvin and Hobbes, I got the box set. I have. You want to talk about rare. That guy's a complete hermit, right? He quit the industry in 96. He went on sabbatical in like 94. Well, right when he went on, and then he came back for a very short period of time and then quit. Right before he went on that sabbatical, he sent out an individually numbered and hand-signed print to every newspaper that carried, it was limited to, I think, 1,000 prints, and he sent one to every newspaper that carried his Calvin and Hobbes strip every week. And it showed up. And my wife said, that's the power of opening the mail. She goes, when I opened the mail and I saw it, I went right to the publisher and said, I want this. And he said, okay. And there was a bit of a fight with the editor, who also wanted it, but she got it. And the last time I saw one sell, it sold around $5,000, $5,000 or $6,000. They're worth a few bucks. We have one. You know, I mean, it's like the rarest. The guy put out nothing, never released anything. That wasn't even released. You had to work at a newspaper to even get one. It's like it can absolutely the rarest of the rare, but it's still Calvin and Hobbes. So I mean, it's not like it's something crazy, like some, you know. It's still a cartoonist. I've got a bunch of Berkeley Breathitt stuff too. And I've got some rare Simpsons posters. I have a very rare Simpsons poster. I have a couple of things. So I have a print that they put out when they came out with the Simpsons comics and Radioactive Man. It was a bongo thing. It was a beautiful print, gorgeous, thick stock, gorgeous, and it's signed by Matt Groening. And he drew a picture of Bart, you know, it's a great piece of art. That's one of them. And then the other one I have is, I think you could only get if you went to their 10th year, like, anniversary party. They gave out this big, long panorama poster, right? It's like the poster is long, you know, not very tall and very long. And it covers the first 10 years of the show. Up and into like winning, you know, Emmys and, you know, all their achievements, you know, through the years as they work from the, you know, the start of the show to where they are at assumingly this event. And, those were showing up on eBay for about a second and then long gone. Never saw it again. I looked for that poster everywhere. Could not find that poster anywhere. Yeah, so again, you just collect what you like. Much as you love the Simpsons, you ever try yourself watching the show, the guitar in hand, trying to play the theme? Oh yeah, the theme is just there it is. So I think it's in, you know, it's probably here. Probably B flat. Because it's probably for a horn. If I had to guess, because it's for the horns. It could be F. People try to put us. Did a rock profile around the fireplace, found a rock shaped like Bart. Right, man. I don't know the Johnny Quest theme. Everything going on this year. Forgot about taxes. Got to do them real quick. Yeah. What do they do, Monday or Tuesday? The 18th, yeah. So you have a little bit, but not that long. Friar Duck. You know, you'd be surprised. You see the cells. You got to remember that they made a lot of cells. The problem is most of the studios were so cheap, and the celluloid that they used was so expensive. They would wipe them clean and use them again, repurpose them. They'd maybe keep a handful of cells, but not the thousands and thousands of cells it took to actually make, to make the cartoon. So, sadly, and now everything's digital. There was a period where they sort of made the cells and kept them because it was cheap enough, and digital. And there's a sweet spot in between, pretty much from maybe the 70s through the early 2000s. Geez, they tax everything. Well, it's funny you mention that because, when I went to register the trailer, I just went up and I registered it like a homemade trailer. And the guy's like, yeah, you have to fill out a statement saying how much you paid for the goods so we know how much to charge in sales tax. I go, what do you mean? He's like, well, you have to write up a statement of when you made the trailer so we know a year. And then what you paid for materials so we can come up with a value for the vehicle. I was like, oh. And then he goes, I go, yeah, but I already paid the sales tax of the materials when I bought the materials at Home Depot. He's like, yeah, but there's the sales tax on the car. I go, I'm not. He goes, there's a sales tax on the trailer. I go, I'm not buying it from myself. I'm giving it to myself. I already. He's like, I know, but you have to. You can write down any amount. Just write an amount down. Okay, I guess. Kansas is phasing out food tax. Yeah, we don't have a food or clothing tax in my state. Food and clothing is exempt, and I think medicine, food, clothing, and medicine is exempt. But everything else, it used to be that food included meals, but not anymore. There's a meals tax. So if the food is not prepared for you, then if you get it at the supermarket, no tax. If you get it at the pizza parlor, tax. I thought it was double tax. I thought it was absolutely double tax. You're my hobby. Clothing is taxed if it's unnecessary, like a fur coat or a $600 leather jacket. I don't think so. I don't know. There may be a luxury tax at some point. I don't know that clothing ever gets taxed in this state. It may not. They don't. No, I don't think they look at that. Like, you can go get a Jimmy Choo set of shoes for, $2,000 on Newbury Street. I don't think it's they're going to charge you tax on it. I don't think so. And of course, no tax on medical weed. Ready to eat meals at the food store a tax? Yeah, because it's a meals tax, right? They don't charge tax on the raw ingredients, but they do charge on pre-made food. And I'm like, yeah, but what about cereal, right? Or yogurt? There's a lot of foods in the supermarket that don't need preparation for eating. But they're like, no, but if you buy something out of like the sandwich or the salad bar area, then it's meals tax. Used to be that if you bought a sandwich at a gas station and you microwaved it, they could charge you sales tax, yeah, because it was a prepared meal. But if you bought it before you cooked it, no sales tax, yeah, because it's a raw ingredient. There's a fine line between raw and cooked. About 60 seconds in a microwave. What's his name would do that all the time? John Schofield. Always hitting that. That's my coffee. That's empty. Damn it. Any blind faith? I don't. Blue jays are so big around the house, starting to look like small fries. I can tell because when we get blue jays, they love the black sunflower seeds, and but what'll happen is it's been so dry. The bird feeder was, of course, not the bird feeder, the bird bath completely dried out. I went out there and got to run the hose for a little bit. I can feel the water's like super hot. That's pretty rank water. I got to give them that. So I run it over my hand. It takes a long time. I clear the hose out so it's like ice cold, fresh water from inside. I fill the bird bath up. And as I'm doing that, as I'm waiting, I can hear the blue jays. Wah! Water! Wah! They cannot wait for me to leave. They come right down. A lot of Devin Townsend lately. Yeah, his drop D, his dad. Boy, you can feel it's getting humid out there. I can feel it. Let me check the radar range. Check the radar range. Oh yeah. Dew point of 49. Yeah, I know that doesn't sound like very moist, but when the dew point's been 19, 49, feels a little moist. On Crunch, I am on I don't know, whatever that is. You know that one I use, that I'm always using. The Brit 87. You know, I put 9s on this. Seen anything coming out of NAMM that looks interesting? Not so far. I tell you though, someone went by through Chapman's booth. He had a couple of guitars in there that I thought looked real good. A red, like sparkle paint, I thought looked really slick. Kind of like that, like a sparkle telly style. But this is a flat top. His is a carved top. But I think the same thing. Roasted maple neck and whatever. But I haven't. I've seen some videos, but not a ton. What you really go for is just to see all your friends again. NAMM, same guitars every year, but with a new paint job. Pretty much. It's a new Malibu Stacy. But she has a new pocketbook. What's up, Monty? Yeah, you didn't like the 9s on the SG? Gotta give it a try. I forgot about it until I picked it up. I'm like, that's a 9. How you doing, Chang? Noid. Did you see Rabia's signed with He's a Music Man artist. So Rabia signed with Music Man. You could see that coming. I've been doing good. Rob can shred. Rob's a great guitar player. Have a good one, Shane. Thank you for stopping by, buddy. Any given day we have quail, turkeys, deer, possums, raccoons, cougars, foxes, skunks. All the fires have really increased the wildlife on your property, right? Even a bear. Yeah, we're not that far out. The most wild of the wild, we have bunnies like crazy, but the most wild of wildlife we have around here are pretty much coyotes. Oh, not leaving yet, just listening in the background. Oh. So what am I doing? 60-11? 60-13 for my stick? 70-18? Well, guys who talk shop about welding rods, their numbers are absurd. Do I weight lift? Sure. Do the 16-ounce curls. What's your opinion on the Boss artist amp? You mean the Katana artist? That's a killer amp. I love the Boss Katana. I think the Boss Katana is like one of the best solid-state amps out there. I think it sounds amazing. But, you know, of course, the artist is the flagship. If it's an AC machine, it's not. It's probably going to be I think it's a DC converter, right? It's now, aren't they all DC now? All right. Well, pickups in the SG. It's whatever that comes with stock. I don't really know. It's a 2011 Gibson pickups. I think we can all agree on that. Using the Standards Classic 57s. Sounds about right. How much smaller is the Spark going to get? Well, let me give you a hint. I'm holding one now. Introducing the Nano Spark. Invisible to the human eye, it's the world's most transparent amp. There you go. Send your money now. Shout out from the Florida Panhandle. Nice. Spark headphone amp. Plug your guitar into the spark plug. Well, they'll get you. Somebody wants to know the most I've paid for a guitar? Like out of pocket? I still think the Les Paul Classic came close, but it's still less. I still think the most expensive guitar I've ever purchased and laid money out for has been, though many have been very close, no one's got to it, is still the Larrivee Acoustic. And I think I paid $16.99. It was around $1,800 with the tax. And that was in 2001. It was like just a couple of weeks before we bought this house here. Have you ever kept aquariums? Well, my dad, we sold fish, freshwater fish. We had a store, a pet store. So yeah, I used to keep about 200 tanks. It's crazy. Yeah. We still have our aquarium now. Oh no, yeah, just stretch it out. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, get the boots stretched. Oh yeah, have a seat. I feel like somebody is scratching at my chair. Little poot butt. Michael Jackson got a poot butt? Who's got a poot butt? You still have the acoustic that you paid so much for? I do. In fact, I recently sort of did it over. You know, it had been a long time since I changed the strings, and they were like black. Put a new set of strings on it, and then tightened up the truss rod a little bit, and just sort of cleaned it up. It was really dingy. Gave it a little bit of a makeover. It sounds incredible. It's all handmade, solid wood, you know, acoustic from Canada. It's Larrabee makes really, really good guitars. I found some killer deals on quality guitars in pawn shops in West Palm Beach. You know, they used to be able to go around here and get a good deal at a pawn shop, but then the internet happened. I can feel it getting humid. That humidity is kicking up. What are we up to? So around the same, around 50. When I was in Germany, the very first day we got there, it's like super humid, like muggy like crazy. And but then the next day, it's sort of like a transition day. By that third day, it's like 82 degrees and a dew point of like 35 in July. It's like unheard of around here. I was like, oh my God, I wouldn't mind the summer if it was like this. I got to move southwest. I have to get out of the humidity. I've been at Home Depot lately. I've been mostly going to Harbor Freight. I think of Jet guitars. I don't know much about them. Its name is ringing a bell, but I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's too many guitars. Before you look at a crowded market and say, me too, hold up. What do you prefer, the SG or the LP? I think neck-wise, I think I like the LP a little bit better. It's a tiny bit smaller. But I think general ergonomics, I might like the SG a little better. It's hard to say. I know, I know, humidity in the panhandle. I got to get out of this. I cannot. I don't like the soup. I don't like it. You know what? One of the main reasons I joined that stupid Insiders Club is that if you're part of the Insiders Club, you don't have to bring a coupon when they're having a coupon sale. When your number comes up that you're an Insiders Club, they just apply the coupons. And you don't have to sit there with your phone going, hold on, okay, instead of $1.99, it's 99 cents. It's like, I'm going through all this nonsense to save $1. That's worth to me. And like I said, I've been looking to get a welder. Probably going to get a welder, but I might go to Amazon for the welder. They seem to have a lot more choice. Should move to Oregon, Steve, we have mild weather and no humidity. You know, we might. It's kind of woodsy up there, too. What with the woods and all. Being from Nova Scotia, I can relate to the humidity hatred, yeah. Can't stand ya. Can't stand ya. Once your parts in the arid Southwest, you'll miss the humidity. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd like it in Oregon. And smoky in Oregon every summer. I like smoke. You guys got medicinal out there? That's a joke. No, seriously. Well, BC, it's humid there. Well, the closer you get to the water, the more humid you're going to be, period. And that's why anything on the East Coast is always humid. And then the West Coast, you can get a little humid if you're close to the water and you get a marine layer in. But that's what's so weird about San Diego is that, like, you're at the coast and it's, you know, pretty green, but you drive just a tiny bit inland and damn, you are just full on desert. I know exactly. No one misses the humidity. Exactly. Oregon is nice. Yeah, I could do it. I could do it. And I think about getting whole bean coffee at Costco is such a high quantity. Yeah, but we blow through it. Man, we blow through it. You can handle 70 and humid. Well, I got the window open, so it's a little chilly down here. I've opened the window for the cats. It was friggin' in the 90s yesterday, but not today. Much cooler. I did have the air conditioner going and it was working. I was getting at the vent down here. I was getting 48. Haven't seen that. Now, we won't get that in the peak of summer. But still. Humidity's not a thing in central Nevada. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that that's a... Yeah, you're pretty arid out there. What are you up in Reno? What are you up in the Reno area? Won't have to pump your own gas in Oregon. Is it like Jersey? Sort of mandated? It's a dry heat. Yeah, a friend of mine, I remember him telling me, he goes, you know, we were at a wedding out in Vegas. It was 105 degrees. He goes, and it wasn't even that bad. He goes, the humidity was so low. I was like, okay. Because you can cool off, right? You're constantly perspiring, and the perspiration is instantly evaporating and cooling you off. But when you get in the humid, east, and you perspire, that sweat just sits there. It's going nowhere, bro. You start to look like, Predator. The sticky scenes of the movie Predator. Do. I do a good Predator sound. The cat's running and hide, yeah. You ever buy locally roasted coffee? I get whatever they have at Costco. We just get whatever they have. Now, sometimes they do. Sometimes they'll have local, but we generally don't. We generally just go with I'm hearing something. Whatever they have. Oh yeah, no, it's oily. It's the worst. Dry heat is way more tolerable. It's not even close. I ain't got time to bleed. What's so funny is, like, if you watch that movie, they clearly, somebody throws like some sort of like red, like like jello at him, like thwack, right? He doesn't. And he goes like, and then they have the special effects come in. Jello fruit salad with carrots and celery. Oh my God, we had a killer dinner tonight. We wound up going to the Greek place at the airport, getting the meal deal. 2 Greek salads, a little pita tzatziki dip, 2 skewers of chicken kebab, 2 full grilled pork chops, a whole container of rice, and a large cheese pizza. Everything is the Greek restaurant at the airport. The meal deal is like $40. I don't know how they do it, man. It's so good. They used to. No, could never do it at Logan. Take you an hour to get in and get out. No, local airport. The crazy thing is that they used to do it. In addition to that, it was a pepperoni pizza, and they gave you 2 soups. But with the inflation, they had to take the soups out and move the pizza from a pepperoni to a cheese. It's been like that for like 3 years. You know, what's that place called? Yeah, Speaker, you've been there? Yeah. Yeah, they do quite an elderly crowd. Yeah, God, I can't even think of the name. Is it Tassos? Something. They have the world's worst website. $30 pizza? No, it's not $30 pizza. It's $40, and you get 2 chicken kebabs, which is skewers about this long with chicken and vegetables, and they're grilled. You get 2 pork chops grilled. That's supposed to be for 4 people. 1 skewer a person, or 1 pork chop a person. They give a big giant container of rice. They give you a grilled pitas with a tzatziki dip. 2 Greek salads. 2 full-size Greek salads. And then a large cheese pizza, for the kids. $40. Again, it used to be that pizza was pepperoni and they gave you 2 soups. So it was even crazier. I even said, I wish they'd just go 50. I'd pay the 50 and get the pepperoni and offer the meal deal, and the meal deal like plus max. Done deal, pal. I'll pay to meet you. Done deal, pal. There's a place in Walpole that has good pizza crisp. Is that the bar? We went to them. That's the bar pizza place, right? They make it. It's almost like a little. It's like a little like mini deep dish, right? So it's like the edge is really crusty. It's a bar style pizza, which is a thing, but it's good. Am I looking forward to anything at NAMM? Yeah, I will be at. I'll probably go to NAMM. Almost certainly, I will go to NAMM in January. So, for the trailer funnel, thank you, Gary. I mean, I could probably show you a little bit of the trailer. Should I show you a little bit of the trailer, or should I hold that for the for members only, the members only club? You'd like to see the trailer? Exactly. Trailer stuff is pay-per-views. Tacos. Taco. You like tacos? I like tacos. Exactly. Members only jackets. So what do you like? The last member? All right, we can do a trailer. Let me see what I can find here. Let me see what I can rustle up. I have been shooting video. I'll put a video together at some point. You can thank Gary Davlin for this. What? Oh! Did you see it? All right, you're welcome. Yeah, chicken rice salad. Shish kebab rice salad. Next, please. Yeah, I'll take a chicken rice salad. Chicken rice salad. Yes, next, please. In a world where the trailer has a trailer. All right, you ready? Or do you want to watch the cats? You want to look at cattails? Yeah, it's a caisson. All right, that's my trailer. Oh yeah, there you go. Actually, Speaker, I checked the law. There is no requirement for trailer tires in the state of Massachusetts. The reason why people put trailer tires on is because wide tires are more of a friction drag, and it costs you more gas mileage. So people put the thin tires on, and they pump them up so it rides just on a little ridge in the center, and there's very little friction drag. See that? The problem is down here. This is why I'm going to need a welder. I'm going to probably cut this piece out right here, this little piece right here. So it's there's the inside. The guy who had it before me, the floor was rotted, so he just stuck this piece over it. It's like, you know, could you be any lazier? You know, just so lazy. There's the floor. Needs work. That's a wheel. Another wheel. Same wheel. This I'm probably looking at the inside. There we go. Here's your problem right here. Just going through. Yep, you got your rot right there. The old floor. More rot. Pull that all right out. The wheel. Now it's starting to put, see, I'm pulling the floor out. Oh, no, I paid almost nothing for this thing. I paid next to nothing. But here we go. I'm starting to pull the, see, I got the floor out of it. That was nothing. Taking the walls down. It'll be available for rental by the hour or the day. Well, of course, it had a critter nest. I would have been disappointed if it didn't have a critter nest. Of course, it had a critter nest. And there I go. I got the sides out. So the frame is actually super solid, except for a couple of points. The top lip here needs to go. And that's about it, which is a separate piece, this lip. I'll show you. You see how it's like here on the edge? I could literally, what you see that is left here is solid, because I went around the whole thing with a ball peen hammer and beat the piss out of it. If it was going to break off, you know, it would be gone, but it's not. See, there's your worst part. Again, it's around the wheel. But this is actually pretty damn solid. I know it doesn't look it, but trust me, it is. Once you get down here, it's like, you know, 1/8 steel, 1/4 inch. I think it's 1/8. But that over here, it's super thin. This was the toughest part. This is here, and I said to myself, well, you know, I could probably, there's a chemical you can put on this. It'll turn the rust to magnetite, right? It actually chemically converts it. But, you know, I'm not even going to try that. I'm just going to rip all this out right out, which I started to do. So you'll see it. See? Now I'm starting to sand it. We're getting it sandy. We're sanding it. We're getting there. Give it a little bit. See? That's what it looks like with it out. So what I'm going to probably do is I'll take a cutoff wheel and I'm probably going to cut it here and cut it on the other side. And I can buy the 2-inch corner. 2-inch corner plain steel corner bar at Home Depot is about $38. And I'll just grind this down and fit it in right here. And then tack it in with the tacos. I see again over there. Whack this all out and get this straight. You can see it rises up from this. I'm gonna rip all that right out. The cage bar is actually really solid. It's this bottom lip, which is actually, I could throw a board on it, and believe it or not, it would work. Just cover everything with turn everything from rust. There's my feet. Turn everything from rust. Again, I've hit that with a ball peen hammer. It's not coming out. I'll probably have to chisel it out, but I'll get that all out and replace that section. You know? I know it looks rough now, but trust me. The frame is actually pretty solid. It's only the lip. It's only the lip that's really the problem. There's the back gate. Let me see. Again, this will be all gone. I'll cut all that out. I could have left it, but I just don't think it would have been safe. I'd rather just bang it all out and replace it with the bar. I got a needle thing, and I was using the needle hammer. Kind of clearing it all out. Again, you can see where the needle hammer. Kind of got it. That's up front. Again, look at these old bolts. I'll pull that out. Weld that down flat. I-beam girder. That's the roughest one. That's the tail one. Luckily, it's only one of 3. The other ones are fine. But what I'll do is I'll grind this down. I'll put a little L. I'll weld in a little L bracket there. But I've beat the piss out of it with a ball peen hammer, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. You know, it's like if it's going to break, it might as well break it now. but I couldn't get it to break off. I mean, I could probably chisel it off with an air chisel, but what's the point? You know? There's my grinder. Again, cutting off old bolts, cut all those out. See, now you can start to see, a little bit of the steel. Again, like right there. Starting to come through. Sand it over here. We're getting there. Oh yeah, I got the top done. Squared that off. Started doing the wheels. I know I won't break until I'm on the road, but you know what? I'm only going around town. Again, this is all really solid stuff. You know, once you grind it a little bit, it's fine. Like I said, the only part is this lip at the bottom, which I'll cut out. But this is what all the rest of the steel looks like. It's how solid as a rock. You know, whatever, I've got to grind this part and, you know, sand this, but you can see the corner. What I didn't realize is that there's a lot more holes in it that they had filled in with, whatchamacallit, Bondo. Little Bondo holes. So it gives me more options for when I put the wood up. Again, a little bit more of the bar. You can see I'm cleaning off the mid bar a little bit. Let's see if I have anything that shows it. Again, more of the bar sort of cleared off. I think it's going to come out really nice too, Speaker. Because you know me, it's going to look like it rolled off the goddamn showroom floor when I'm done with it. I figure like up in here, I'm going to, you know, I'll weld a plate on the back. This is why I want a stick welder, because I just think that this plate is too thick to use a flux core. I could go MIG, but, you know, again, now I got to work with gas. I suppose, what would you do? Would you go MIG on this? Or would you go stick? I'm leaning stick. Yeah, so there's the last one. But you can see, you know, I'm grinding it down. There's where I need to make my connector bar on the back, but it's solid. I know it does. I know it looks rough, but trust me, it's for something that despite me beating the piss out of it, it's still in one piece. Either stick or MIG. Yeah, see, right, Larry? Stick. It's got to be stick. What else is going to get into that rust? Nothing. So I'll cut out that front lip. I'll bang that all out, get it down to the bottom. I'll grind it into the corner, and then well, tack it in. A couple of tackles, and you're good to go. Just buy a new guitar and bag your leaves. No way. Looks much better cleaned up again. Oh no, dude, I'm telling you, it's like give me, it's a process. It's a process. So of course it's always dark. This is the toughest part right here. But you know, that'll all look nice. Wait till it's all sanded down to shiny steel, and I've got a plate welded into the back, and I've pulled all this out, and I've welded a new plate into this bottom here. It's gonna look like $1 million. Again, you know, it's cleaning up. I'm getting there. The leaf springs are really clean. The springs are clean. You know, these are all working fine. It's it's getting there. It's getting there. Again, you can kind of see where I've hit it with a little bit of the flap disc and where I haven't. Now, stuff like down in here, I'm not going to grind that down to plain steel. I ain't got time for that. I'm going to go over that with the rust converter. If you've ever seen rust converter, it's like incredible. It like literally turns rust into metal. But it's very brittle. It loses its flexibility. It turns into iron, not steel. But it's better than rust, right? I guess is what the feeling is. But it's going to get there, man. Trust me. Trust me on this. Look at that. Oh, nice. But I'll have the wood up on the side. Probably going to do like a redwood paneling or some sort of wood paneling on the side. And probably going to do 3/4 plywood on the floor. And do I have a full shot of the floor somewhere? Kind of show you the layout. Yeah. So this is a split floor. This is wider than a piece of plywood. Much wider. So you get 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood, and you cut them so they come right down to the middle here. One goes into this corner, and it bolts in along these pads here, and then the other side goes on this side, and it bolts into these pads right here, plus along the edge, wherever you want to bolt it in. So you put this down, and then on top of the edge, you put your first board down. You're sort of locking the floor in with your first board on the side and on the bottom there. You see that? Right? So your floor goes in, then you're like locking in with the first board. And then I'll probably skip a little space, another board, skip a little space, and then the top board. The spacing will really go by the width of the board. You know, this is what I've got to cut out. This stuff here. And just replace it. Again, you can get the bar right over at Home Depot. It's like, oh yeah, that pretty much sums up the, you can get the 2-inch angle bar, or even flat bar if you want, but I'll get angle bar. I mean, why overthink it? You know. Yeah, I'll probably do flame maple sides. That's a good idea. Flame maple, bird's eye maple, flame maple. You know, it would be cool to get it sandblasted. I thought about that, but it's a lot. It's very expensive. You go through a shit ton of material to do a frame that size. You know, that's probably 200 pounds. You know, at 50, it's probably at least 4 50-pound bags. You go through the material pretty quick, and then you got to recollect it and reuse it, maybe sift it. It's a big pain in the ass. I'm just going to grind, and then I'll cover it with, like I said, that special paint. It can't be any worse than the way it showed up. Quilted floorboards with a blue pearl paint. Exactly. Don't forget the binding. Exactly. You know. Have a good one, speaker. Yeah, it's 9:04. I got to call it tonight. See, we got all caught up in the trailer. My poor neighbors. They have to listen to me work on that for the next, 6 weeks. I probably have at least 6 weeks worth of work ahead of me. You know. Don't they have sandblasting places? You know, I wonder if they would. That's the other thing, is I could probably wire up the trailer enough to get the lights going on it and take it to a place for the welding and have somebody just do all the welding for me, but nah. Do it myself. Where's the pride? All right. No, you rock. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. Super extra special thanks for anyone who contributed tonight. I really appreciate that. And of course, Brofist to my mod squad. Hashtag Brofist, hashtag mod squad. Exactly, Larry J. It's more fun to buy a welder. I mean, come on. Exactly. You up later? Maybe. We'll see. I was up early this morning. That doesn't bode well. Exactly. Melt some more metal. There you go. All right, dudes. You have a wonderful week. I have at least one video, maybe 2 videos coming out this week. And we'll do it all again a week from tonight. And until then, have a wonderful week. And I'll see you in a week. And there you go. Later.